Yes. So yeah, thanks for your time, man. So really awesome to meet you. How are things going over you're in Gothenburg, yeah, in Sweden. How are things
No,
going there?
I'm actually south of Gothenburg, about 1 hour south of Gothenburg, in a
Okay.
city called Varberg. And yeah, well, it seems like everything is kind of slowly opening up after the COVID stuff. So it's slowly, very slowly going back to maybe a normal thing.
Yeah.
But it's been rough, because there's a lot of bands who didn't even, couldn't even come here to record and stuff. So it's been a very rough year, I must say that.
Oh,
Definitely.
I thought that this stuff COVID gonna make your business, like the studio stuff, get grow, but it's not like that.
No, well, I've been working with a lot of local bands and Swedish bands, of course, but I mean, I would say more than half of my clients, they are from out of the country, like the US or, Germany, Denmark, Norway, and all that, so, and the border's been kind of close, so it has been rough, that's for sure.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. The last thing I saw about you were your neighbors at the gates. And
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, they were here about a year ago and recorded it in the studio.
Right. And did you play there? Isn't it?
I did guest solo, yes, guest solo. I had to do that,
Yeah, it's awesome. I love that band, man.
Yeah, great guys and very talented. I mean, they're really good guys.
And
cool.
Most of them also are Larkin Fear. They are still recording something there.
Who?
Larkin Fear. The side band of the guys of At the Gates.
No, they're not here in my studio, at least. So I don't know.
Oh, okay. Maybe they're in England, something.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Yeah.
So what's the situation there now? Can bands come to Sweden now and record with you in your studio, or is it still closed to foreigners and tourists and all that?
It depends on where you come from, actually, but I mean, you got to check that, I mean, our neighbor countries, no problem at all. And, the Western countries mostly, I mean, that's fine. It might be some countries that still are restricted to come in here, but slowly opening up now. But, before you book your ticket, you should, of course, check that first,
So the bands that you normally record, are they normally from Europe, or are they also from, the States as well and other parts of the world?
Yeah, States too. And, I've been recording bands from India and Japan. And
wow.
Oh, wow.
South Africa, all kinds of stuff. Australia.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
It sounds like you're from there, right?
I am from there, but I've been living in Europe for the last 5 years. But yeah, it's very difficult. I think now from the 1st of November, Australians can actually leave Australia. It's been a long time that they were stuck in Australia. So there's a bit of freedom on the horizon now for my fellow countrymen, but it's been rough as well for everybody the last year and a half.
Definitely.
Yeah. So
hopefully next year things will start to open up a little bit, so we can come out and play again. That'll be great, of course.
Yeah,
definitely.
When was the last time that you played live on stage?
That was in December 2019. We did the US tour, and that started in end of October and all of November, and like 1 week into December, I believe. So early December 2019 was the last time we were on stage, actually. Yeah.
Does that feel like a lifetime to you?
It does, but still, I mean, I've been really busy with other stuff, so so time just flies. It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
it is.
Do you have any other musical projects, like as a band?
Not right now. I've been busy, just staying alive, with this and recording other stuff, but nothing at this point, even though I have a lot of songs, on the side for different projects, but right now, my musical focus is definitely on King Diamond. We are writing songs for the next album. We're writing lots of songs, actually. So hopefully like 8 or 10 songs will be put on the next album, So we will have a lot to choose from, I believe, when the time comes. Yeah.
Yeah. Talking about that, the last album, it's supposed to be like Institute.
Institute. Yeah, that's correct.
It's kind when we talked with Pontus, like almost 1 year ago, the idea were like to have a double album or something like that.
Yeah.
It's still that idea, because we all know Masquerade of Madness, for example.
Yeah.
It's a new classic for King.
Yeah. Yeah, things can change, of course, but so I mean, you never know what's going to happen, but we're in the same we have the plans to do like the Institute album for sure,
Yeah.
And then maybe the musical direction and the ideas have changed slightly, but we're gonna try to do what we have talked about and the initial plan, And King's got all the ideas in his head, so he's got tons of ideas, It's like, so we'll see what direction it will take.
Yeah, we are very anxious of a new album, because it's many years ago since the last album.
Many years ago.
Yeah. When do you think it's going to be ready?
The plan is that we will have it released next year, which is soon.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly when, but
around the corner.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, if you compare to the last album we did, that's definitely around the corner. Yeah, please go ahead.
No, I'm thinking about the tour of King with the Merciful Fate, which is postponed a couple of years. So, what's the next plan for next year? It's for King priority, the tour with the Merciful Fate and all the postponed shows.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to do some summer festivals, I don't know the details about that, how many shows or whatever, but they're going to do some summer festivals, mostly in Europe. And then from October and on, we're actually planning to go out with King Diamond on tour.
Wow.
They're working on it, so I can't really say, exactly where and when, but you will see us out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I remember, because I was traveling to Brazil to see you. It's supposed last year you're gonna play here in South America. I'm in Patagonia in Argentina.
Oh yeah.
But I was traveling to Brazil. The idea to go to see you in Brazil and also in Chile.
All right.
That plans it's gonna happen.
I can't really tell right now, I mean, they're working on it. They're working on all kinds of possibilities, so I can't promise anything right now, but they're definitely working on all kinds of things.
Great.
So we will be out again.
Yeah, because now they're gonna start, to announce the big tours, for example, in Argentina, and 2 years ago last year canceled Metallica and Kiss, the big bands. And now they're rescheduled for April, for example. So it looks like we are getting open, the full capacity of the places, and so. Yeah,
that's really good. And I mean, the plan for King Diamond is like October, November, and maybe December. So that gives us a good chance, to get away from the serious COVID stuff and all that. Maybe hopefully everything is gone by then.
Yeah, hopefully everything's back to normal by then. If not, then it's going to be another crazy few years. But apart from being a guitar player, musician, you're also a producer, a sound engineer as well. I was just wondering when you're in the studio with a band and you're listening to someone else's music and you're kind of focused in on their music, how do you handle the transition when you go back to maybe writing your own music? Do you find that the music that you've surrounded yourself with for the last weeks or months, do you find that it kind of you absorb it and it comes out in your own music, maybe even automatically or unknowingly to you? How do you transition between someone else's music and your own music? Because I would imagine you'd really kind of get into it.
Yeah, I get into it, but it's more like in a technical, point of view when I work with bands in that sense, But of course, I can pick up riffs here and there and harmonies and different things, But usually I take a break between the bands I work with before I go back and write my own music, So.
Okay.
It's not that anyone accused me for like, oh, you stole my riff or something like that. I mean, that actually never happened, but you can actually get inspired in a good way to, get a transition to the music you write, but it's mostly like, inspiration than, and copying riffs and stuff like that, But it's very intense when you work in the studio with bands. I mean, it's usually weekends and late nights and all that stuff, So you definitely need a break in between, and
for sure.
And too much music will definitely kill you, So it can also be very uninspiring to always, work with music because in the end, that you have no inspiration to write your own music because you work and put a lot of energy into others. So you really need that break. At least me, I need that break in between working with the band and writing my own music.
Sure.
That's for sure.
And what do you like to do besides music to kind of get away from it, to maybe recharge your creative batteries? What else do you like to do besides music?
I still, believe it or not, like to travel. I love to travel actually, and in the pandemic year last year, we me and my wife, we bought a motorhome, believe it or not, and traveling around, Sweden, the first year, just, cool places that we've never been to.
Awesome. Yeah.
And meet a lot of people, and then also, of course, down in Europe, this summer, that was a really great experience, places that you don't get to see when you're on tour. And I mean, I've been in a bus for the last 36 years around Europe, but I still love to travel, so that's cool, man.
Yeah, that's cool.
So almost
that's one of the things,
almost all your career is like beside King, isn't it? Almost.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing some guest things with different bands, and I had a project going with Tony Martin, the ex-Black Sabbath singer, great guy, great vocalist. We had a project going then, but then, all involved got like real busy with other things, so it never really happened. And
that's a shame.
We still have the songs and everything. We'll see, I mean, it's not too late yet. And we'll see, man. I know a lot of musicians, of course, so when the time comes, when the time comes.
Yeah. Oh, well, we love to hear music, and this pandemic time gave us a lot of music, many bands, recording stuff, but now we of course want to see you live. I was hearing some old music, and how can you see in retrospective your death year with Chuck Schuldiner? And I think that were one of the greatest lineups of Death when you played there.
All right, yeah. Well, that was a different thing for me because we had a little break with King Diamond at the time. We didn't have a record deal at that time, and we were just, we wrote some songs for King Diamond, and that's about it. And then we were kind of waiting to get a new deal with King Diamond. So when Monty from our former record company called me and said, "Hey, Chuck from Death, he wants you to come over and, do some stuff with them, And I said, sure, let's do it. I mean, I don't really have anything else to do. And this was like early 1993. So, they sent me the songs and practiced a little bit, and I had a few ideas when I came to the studio. And that was just a great experience, great guys and great songs. And it turned out to be a really good album, And then also, they asked me if I wanted to join the band as a member, and tour and all that, But at that time, I was kind of busy with other things, and I had my second child coming, and I was busy with other musical things. And also, I was at that time a little tired of touring because the previous years had been very, very, intense with King Diamond. So that was a period in my life where it just didn't, work out.
Mm-hmm.
But we kept in touch all the way up till, Chuck's death, and he was just a great guy. And so, of course, the other guys in the band too.
Yeah, and very talented also. I mean,
yeah.
you knew him as a creative people, as a musician, as a writer.
Yeah. No, I thought it was great, and it seems like that album, made a big impact on a lot of people too.
Yeah, and you were there, man.
Sure.
Also,
I was there, Morris Sound, Florida, 1993. Wow. That's where it happened.
Yeah, that's not a myth; it's a reality.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Talking about the place that you travel, do you really have some times to go and visit places?
When we're on tour, you mean?
Yeah.
When we're on tour. Yeah, I mean, it happens, when we get early to a place, like early in the morning or, early on the day, we have a few hours usually to explore things if it's an interesting city, and that can be anywhere, South America or Europe or US still, and just a little sightseeing, I still love that, so yeah, usually we have time to do that.
Do you have any favorite cities in Europe that you love to visit?
No, I can't really say that. I mean, I like to explore new places. But I mean, I live up in Sweden, and here it's kind of cold and gloomy and dark now in October. So everything that's warmer than here is actually better.
Okay, so December going to be a nice month to come here, Andy, because
I'm sure
now we have
it's
30
like summertime.
degrees. Yeah, we have 30 degrees crazy right now, so it's okay.
Sounds good.
Pretty good.
Have you
never been down.
Have you been to Budapest, Andy?
Yes, we played there like 15 years ago or something like that.
Nice. Yeah, it's Did you like that place? Did you like the city?
Yeah, very interesting city. Big city
it's
too.
Beautiful city. Yeah, it is big.
Yeah.
So hopefully, you get down to Argentina and join Federico.
Oh yeah,
that would be great.
Of course, I want that because
of course.
I really, it's my dream to have you guys here in my festival. So we're gonna try. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And I want you to know Patagonia. As
yes.
Place off, of course, here.
I've never been south, that long south, but I know where it is.
Yeah. You must ask at the Gates guy because they play here. We work here in my town. So 3 years ago.
Who did?
At the Gates. When they
at the Gates. Okay.
Yeah, they play here.
Yeah. Cool.
With us.
All right. So cool.
An experience. How many times did you be here in South America? Because I remember the last time of King in Argentina were 1999, I think.
I can't even remember. I think it was 1996, actually.
Okay.
Maybe Merciful Fate was there 99.
Yeah, Merciful Fate. Sure. Yeah. He played 2 times here. Yeah.
And the last time we've been to South America in general was, I believe, 2018. Is that right?
17.
Played Brazil.
17.
17. Okay,
Yep.
sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Played Chile and Brazil.
Yeah.
And also Mexico.
Oh, Mexico. So yeah, I think it was with Megadeth too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And what do you think of the fans in South America compared to other parts of the world? Are they more crazy? Are they more calm? I've never been to a festival as
dedicated.
Yeah,
I will put it dedicated in a diplomatic way.
Yeah.
Crazy, definitely.
It seems to be like heavy metal is a lot more popular, I think, in South America compared to other parts of the world. Do you find that to be the case?
Probably, you know, I mean, yeah, that might be so. It sure is a big thing, you know. It's really hard to compare fans, you know, from city to city, you know.
Yeah.
But they're wilder in South America for sure.
Yeah, I remember that show in 1996 and 99. There were a barbecue in the middle of the crowd. So, I think it was 99 with Merciful Fate. Yeah, a barbecue. One guy, you know, selling cooked meat, smoking.
Okay.
It was really weird.
That must have been Merciful Fate 99 then, because I don't remember that. That's cool.
I don't know. Maybe that were the time that King decided not to come back to Argentina.
That's cool, man.
Do you have any stories from the road that you could maybe share with us? That
no, not at all. No, of course, there's a lot of
That's
stories,
a good sign, I guess.
Of course not.
That means that
what happens on the road stays on the road.
Good. So we must to be with you
for sure.
With you on the road, just to feel that.
Yeah. Now we usually have, you know, a good time. You know, I mean, we usually have a good time. Not too much crazy stuff, you know, going on. But of course, you know, a lot of crazy stuff happened. You know, but especially when we were younger.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
When you were single.
And I guess do you miss the road now? It's kind of like one of these things where maybe when you're doing it, you want to come back home, and then when you're home, you want to go back.
Exactly. I mean, it is like a poison, you know. I mean, when you're on the road, you know, and you've been on the road for a couple of weeks or, you know, a couple of months, whatever, you know, you want to go home. And when you're working in the studio for like 6 months or whatever, you know, you really want to go back out on the road again. You know? So it's like,
you
know,
you need both. Yeah, you need both.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they kind of feed off each other, I guess, in a way. Yeah.
But it's actually has been, you know, I'm not complaining at all. You know, I mean, it has been pretty good and creative with a little break from the road too, you know. Even though we didn't do it with purpose, you know, of course, you know, but I mean, sometimes you just need, you know, time to calm down, you know.
For sure.
Write good music and all that, you know. We really never had time to do that before because we played pretty intense, you know, the last couple of years. So hopefully something good will come out of this too.
Yeah, sure. Do you have these last 2 years the chance to enjoy more time your family?
I think in general, it feels like people, you know, have been that stressed out. You know, the tempo on everything has kind of calmed down a bit, you know, which I think is good, you know.
Yeah.
Especially in the beginning, because, you know, you couldn't really do anything. You couldn't travel, you couldn't do anything. And people started to work from home and everything just slowed down a bit, you know, which I thought that thing was good, I think.
Have you started maybe collaborating with other musicians via I don't know how you did things before, but you know, a lot of bands were kind of sending music to each other and kind of collaborating on each other's projects whilst being separated. Have you done any of that yourself, or started to adopt these kinds of practices into your own work and the way that you work?
No, not really, but band who couldn't come here, they have been sending me files so I can mix, for example. And I would also say that I had more, requests about being a part of different projects than before.
Okay.
So people are sending me stuff and, hey, can you do a solo for this, solo for that? And so that's a big difference, I would say, before the pandemic and now.
And do you, I guess that it's different when you're with the person as opposed to them sending you a track, but do you feel like there's some merit in that? There's some positives that will kind of stay with you, or with producing music going forward, people will start to adopt these methods into their normal everyday practices?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing because people realize that they don't have to be here all the time. I mean, they can record back home or, in a studio close to them and send me stuff, and that has been the case, of course, before the pandemic too. But I think people really, realize in a good way that it's really easy to do that. They don't have to travel very far to be able to do it, and they can just send me stuff, and collaborations with other bands and projects is actually easier, and I think a lot of people realize that too.
Yeah, it's quite amazing how it's kind of maybe made people use technology that was always that's been there for a while, but now it's kind of more accepted and mainstream because we didn't really have a choice.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Interesting.
No, I wonder, do you really enjoy, the live music, the live concept of King Diamond? Because it's like it's like a film when you see the King Diamond experience. I think it's not just a concert. I love that from the band. Do you participate in that idea, in the scenography or whatever?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's mostly, King's got the idea of the story and all that, and then we work out together how the stage is going to look, and stage props and cool things, and I think that's really cool because I always been interested in that kind of things. Like, when I was a young kid, I watched a lot of horror movies, and I always been interested in theatrical things, especially, horror, so to me, it's a dream to do all this, on stage, presenting a horror show with good music on stage. That's just a really good combination that I enjoy.
Yeah, and I think all the people appreciate that. It's more than a concert. It's a concept that
exactly.
You pay attention to everything, not just the music. You must to see, you must to hear, you must to feel. The atmosphere, many things, man. I really
it's more like a theatrical show with heavy metal music, kind of.
Yeah. Did you feel like a fan when you were a kid of Merciful Fate?
No, I didn't really, know that much about Merciful Fate. Actually, I just heard a few songs, but I can't really say I was a fan, even though I liked what I heard, of course, especially Don't Break the Oath album. I thought there were a few really, really good songs on that album. But that was mostly, when I was about to join King Diamond, that I started to listen to Merciful Fate too, But when I first heard, the King Diamond songs, because they already been in the studio for about 2 weeks when I joined the band. And when I came down to the studio and heard the songs, I just, wow, this is really cool. Because it was something more modern and more, what can I say?
Oh,
Oh,
it's gone.
it's gone. So stop.
I think you're muted.
Unmute. Yeah.
It's the ear pods I have. I still haven't learned them. Because if you press the wrong side of them, it will break everything. I'm sorry.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, temperamental AirPods.
Yeah.
Welcome, Andy.
Yeah. Yes. Thanks for joining us tonight, Andy. But Andy, I wanted to ask you. So, what do you have? Just quickly, what do you have planned for the rest of the year?
The rest of the year, I have a few bands coming in here in the studio, and I just finished a Swedish band called Lord Belial.
Yep.
I haven't worked with them in like 16 years, so I just finished them. And right now I'm working with a Norwegian band called Imperial Child. After that, there is another Norwegian band coming in because they can actually travel now.
Oh, yeah.
Coming in a few weeks. And when that's done, we're going to focus on King Diamond and see what we can come up with. Probably, hopefully start, arranging songs and start recording as soon as we get a chance.
Are you working, like
That
virtual right now, or are you gonna travel, any of you?
Pardon, what do you say?
If you're gonna travel to see King Diamond and, work together, or just virtually?
No, no, we just send stuff to each other, so, that's a good thing, you can actually send files and ideas to each other, and put it up in my computer and listen to it and go through things and, starting arranging things,
Great.
Yeah.
So that's an easy way to do it. And then we just send out the files to the other guys in the band, and they all have their own kind of personal studio, so they record their stuff and send it to me. I'll put it together, and then we'll see if I'm going to mix it, me and King, or if we maybe have someone else to get their input on it. We'll see.
Yeah.
So we can hope any new song before the end of the year of King?
No, I don't think it's going to be released until sometimes next year.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that we actually, are working on it. We've been working on it for a couple of years, but the song's going to be good, and then we're going to start recording it as soon as we get a chance.
Yeah, I saw many of the shows of the last European tour, with festivals and so, 2 years ago, and I think now the band is the best version of the band, the best lineup,
Yeah.
You really look
we go very well. Yeah. We're well rehearsed and we know exactly what to do on stage and all that, and I agree, the sound of the band is really good too. And we got a great sound guy and monitor guy, so we hear exactly, what's going on stage. So we can actually hear everything that's happening, which makes us play better too, of course,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
We have the chance to be in some sound check of the band. Crazy, man. It's amazing.
All right.
How do you sound in, I don't know, 11 in the morning, and then, the best version with all the scenography and the lights and everything, and sounds perfect, 11 in the morning and 10 p.m. also.
All right.
So I'm very anxious for your next tour or something.
Yeah, cool. I can't say any details now though, but we're working on it, so we'll see what's happening.
Great.
Awesome. Well,
hope to see you on the road.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope to see you. Thank you for your time, and we're looking forward to hearing the new stuff and to hearing more from you guys and all the bands that you're producing as well. It'd be interesting to check them out, and hopefully the world goes back to normal sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
All right.
Hope that.
Right.
Thanks, cool, guys.
Thank you so much for all your time, all your concepts, and you always are so kind with us, with the people, with the fans, with the media also. So thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. See you guys soon. All right.
See ya.
See you.
See ya.